Welcome to Adult Puzzle Podcast.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I know, right? It's giving favorite adult uncle and auntie.
More like adulting puzzle buddies.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Never forget, adulting is a
Scam. Big scam.
biggest scam.
No, but relax. Like, no one actually really knows everything. We're in this together.
Yeah, one puzzle at a time.
We're puzzled together, man.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here again.
Thank
Your
you
host
very
of the
much.
most. I'm definitely super excited. New season, we're here again. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. Naja and I, you know what? Have you been looking forward to this? Like getting back to recordings and all that?
Yes, yes. I feel like the break that we've had between seasons has actually felt like summer break. So definitely had a good time, but now it's like, okay, back to recording, back to the actual day-to-day
hmm
fun. Well, week-to-week fun, I would say. Yeah, I've been very excited.
So what have you been up to? What's it been?
Ooh, it's
What
been
did you do
fun.
during the off season?
Off season for me has consisted of traveling, having fun, reuniting with friends, working in between that,
Right.
and just living life, I would say. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's been quite fun. I've said fun a lot of times, but just to show you how June, July, August, those months were great. I mean, there were some hiccups here and there. Won't
hmm
talk about those, but overall, like it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed my time away.
That's
How
cool.
about
That's
you?
great. Off season, amazing. Work was amazing. Work still continued. I kind of feel like I had a holiday, to be honest, in between that.
Yeah.
Um, my first time ever, I floated. So I did floating for the first time this
Wait,
summer.
floating like in a
Yeah, I
pool
float
in the ocean.
a river. So I floated down the river with a couple of friends, actually.
Wait, for
So
real? Like you were floating on the river or you were on
float,
something?
floating on the river, we had like a float, and we went down the river. It lasted for about a good 4 or 5 hours. So we start at the top of the river and we go down, go through the
I know
rapids
what
and
you're talking
everything.
about. Is it like rafting?
Um,
Because
mm,
when you said floating, I thought it was literally like you floating
so
on
you
the
know how
river.
people go kayaking and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
this time you're not on a kayak, you're actually on a float. Like think of uh think of like the float that people have to stand in to like learn how to swim, but this one has like a sit mesh under it. So you're basically just sitting on the float and you're going down the river.
Yeah,
Some
it's
people
called
have like
rafting.
it's called rafting.
Yes.
Okay. People
But the
call it
act of
floating. I think
floating, yeah, yeah.
yes. Okay. And
Sorry,
I
I
know
was
some people.
thrown off because I thought you were literally on a river, just like laying down there floating, and I was like, "What?"
Oh wow, you that would be impossible, but
I'm like, "Okay, swimming skills."
very fun off season actually. Just working and trying to get myself outside,
How
do
was
some.
that working, Mr. Internship? You didn't tell us about that, so but I'm casting you.
It was really good. It was really good. A lot of firsts actually during this off season.
So
My
guys,
first
this
time I had
Lamide who's
coffee
gonna
for the
hype
first time.
himself. Let me hype him for you. So Lamide had his very first like big boy job. He got an internship for a biotech out in California. They flew him out, gave him room and board. He was living the like tech bro life all
Man.
summer. So this one that he's doing, he was floating on the river. I'm like, what are you really saying?
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Great experience, best experience of my life.
Yeah.
I met some amazing people, and it was really good. Actually, I had a good time, really good time,
Yeah, I'm so
good
proud
time.
of you. Like
Thank
just
you.
seeing how you did that, you got that job, you did a great job. I'm like, wow, that's my friend right there. Also, we forgot to mention, Lamide came to visit me in San Diego, so we had a swell
I don't know.
weekend.
I didn't even lead with that. Yes, that was amazing. That was amazing. The Queen of SD hosted me. You know. It was
Let me
really,
tell
really
you,
fun.
it was so fun.
It was amazing. It was amazing. You guys, Lade is a very, very good host.
Oh,
I
thank
think we
you.
should put that out there. Yeah, I had a really good time. Few days, it was just for the weekend, but I
Yeah,
really had fun. It was packed. That
it
was a good thing.
was. Like,
That
we
was a
actually
good
did
thing.
a lot. We drove everywhere. It was really nice.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Let's get
So,
into it.
I know, right? This season, we have some very, very exciting things planned for you guys. One of the things that we're doing this season is kind of diving in. Like, if you've listened to the past few seasons, if you haven't, stop here, go back, binge everything, and then come back. Thank you very much. But if you've listened to the past few seasons, you would know that, like, we kind of have very, very great conversations about things relating to adulting. Awesome.
Mm,
This season we're going deep. We're diving in. We're putting ourselves in specific scenarios. Like, we're actually solving puzzles on air. Get the pun? Adult puzzle. We're solving the puzzles on air. But
how long have you been holding that
to be
one?
honest, it just came to me. I swear I'm on a roll, literally.
Let's go.
um so yeah, we're gonna have like certain scenarios, questions that we pose at each other.
Hmm.
Some of them we both know, some of them we don't. And the whole intent is for us to try and like put ourselves in that situation and vocalize and share how we would solve the problem or go
Hmm.
through the scenario. And we're going to try and be as honest as possible, as vulnerable as possible. And something to note, and this is something I was talking to Lamidi about, is that we change. So we might say something on an episode, and in a few weeks, we're like,
About
maybe
that.
not. So just keep that in mind, guys. We're not here to give you guys a template of how to go through these
Hmm.
situations. We're
Hmm.
just sharing our experience because, again, it's one puzzle at a time. Like, we figure shit out every single day, and sometimes we change our minds. So we're just here to share and have great conversations.
Yeah, very well said, Lajay. And just an immediate fun disclaimer side note.
Hmm.
So last season, we definitely don't take your feedbacks for granted, and we got some feedback actually about the way I talk, my accent, and
Lamidi,
it's
you're
I don't know
confusing
whether
everybody.
ah! They said I'm confusing you people that you don't know whether I'm American or African or British, that I've been mixing it up too much. I see me thinking I'm trying to serve you guys variety and everything. But you said no, that you just want me. So this season, take me as I am
Give
and
us you,
accept
100%.
accept all the bullets, accept all the mispronounced words. Just accept me. So yeah, just fun note. Mm,
I have a question for you, Lamidi.
go ahead.
Okay? Put yourself in this situation and be 100% honest with me, okay?
Okay.
So, you're in a relationship, right?
Hmm.
You're dating this girl. You guys have been, having a good thing for a while. And I'll say a while, maybe like 6, you're going on a year, something like that. So it's past the honeymoon stage. You guys are settling down, you're getting to know each other. And
Hmm.
one day, well, you've gone past the getting to know each other stage. You're now like solidifying something together, right? And she
Okay.
sits you down to have a conversation with you, and she tells you she wants to get a BBL. For people that don't know what a BBL is, it is a Brazilian butt lift, but I think there's more to that. So, from the scientific perspective, guys, I have a science degree now, no shut up about. So, this is my
Break it
realm.
down, please.
So, basically, what this entails, because I feel like Brazilian butt lift doesn't actually tell you what it is.
Do
It's
you
a
know what? I
procedure.
never
Yeah.
knew that the first B was for Brazilian.
It's
So
so
is it
crazy
like
because
people from Brazil like have really big butts?
okay,
Like
so it's
that's a thing.
actually interesting because a lot of Brazilians do not like the fact that it is called BBL. And I get that. Imagine if there's a surgery that's
Oh.
called Nigerian but something, and it's like NBI, and everyone is getting it. It's like, why is our country's name on there? Like, get that shit off. And they actually don't like it. I don't know the historical reasoning why BBL is called BBL, like Brazilian. I'm guessing Brazilian women are beautiful. They're very gorgeous. They're very
Uh-huh.
curvy. So maybe it's just wanting to look like them. That's why it's called a BBL. I don't know, but yeah, it is Brazilian for some weird reason. That
So at the
first.
basic level, let's just say it's a butt lift. The procedure is a butt lift.
So it is
But
okay. Let
then,
me
oh,
explain
okay.
this to you because a lot of people don't know. It is it's not just a butt lift like they're lifting your butts. Depending on what it is, it's kind of like a fat transfer. So this is the scientific detail that I wanted to add here. So think about it as you're not getting anything foreign added into your body. You can sometimes get like silicone, but the advancement that has happened over the years, the BBLs of now, it's like you're transferring fat from one place in your body to another. So technically, it's natural. Technically, right? It's
Technically,
it's
I
your
like that
fat
word.
getting moved from one place to the other. So anywho, I just wanted to add that there. So if she wants to get a BBL, I'm guessing she wants to move it to her butt, because you can also move it to your breast. There's like different places you can move the fat to. Specifically, it's either the breast or the bum. It's mostly the bum because the breast one, there's some weird things that happen there, but she's trying to get a BBL.
Okay.
um and she says that like it's not really about you, like she knows that you appreciate her, however this is something that she really wants to do for herself. And she says that like if you don't really support her, it's kind of a deal breaker for her and she might walk away. What do you do? How do you handle that situation?
It's definitely not just about her alone, to be honest with you. Like,
Okay.
I think if it was something that happened maybe prior to like us being together, that's a different conversation. Like, I can't speak on that if she chooses whatever but like us being together for a good minute, maybe that's a year, 2 years, whatever the case may be, and you're coming saying, "Oh, you want to get a procedure and everything." Nah, it's a conversation worth having. It's not a don't like don't tell me what I can do type of situation. Nobody's telling what you can do, but you definitely should hear my opinion on it. And naturally, I'm not even a fan of injections. More so surgery, full scale like that. Plus,
Mhm.
like I didn't like what people say is like, oh, it's not about you, it's a me type of thing. I just feel like it's more about societal pressures when it
Okay.
comes to this BBL thing. So like I need to know like let there be a reason about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not just about oh I feel better. So your prior 26, 20 whatever years, like what happened then? Like what changed? You know what I'm saying? So plus people always fail to understand that the body changes. Like if it's prior to you having kids, your body will change again, I guess, in a few years. So like, plus no one is ever really satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah. So okay,
you,
so I'm trying to understand like where you're standing. So you're basically going to
what I'm
ask her.
saying is like, first of all, it's a conversation, and if she says like, if she's putting her foot down about like, you know, it's her, not about me type of situation, I think she can go and have it, and we don't have to be together, basically.
So you basically would be like, okay, you get a BBL, I'm out, and that's where you stand.
Yeah, if she doesn't want to have a conversation about it, like telling me why that is,
So if she tells you, okay, I want to have a BBL because I've always felt insecure about my
that's not
breast or my
enough.
ass.
No, no, that's not enough for me. That's not enough for me. If we became like, if we became an item with the way you were normally, and then all of a sudden you're
But she could have
insecure
been
about
insecure before you, though. You have nothing to do with her insecurity.
cool. But I would say that insecurity is based on what other people think of you, or what your friends look like, or what the TV
Well, okay,
poses as
I
what
do
sexy
agree
looks
with
like.
you. I do
Like
agree with you. There is like a huge societal element with like insecurity,
exactly.
whether or not we like it or not. I do think that it comes in every single way. Like women, men, like yes, women feel it more because there's more societal pressure on physicality and physical looks for women. However, I also want to make it clear that somebody's insecurity can also stem from themselves. Like I can be insecure about my body because I just don't feel comfortable in that body. Not necessarily because like comparing my body to, I don't know, Kim Kardashian. Guys, never do that, please. Um like literally don't, like
That's like
don't.
seven. That's like 70% of the world. But okay.
No, because okay, anyhow, but comparing my body to Kim Kardashian, I'm like, oh shoot, this. Like, what I'm trying to get at is like insecurities can also stem from you. There is a societal factor that can play into that. I don't want to eliminate what you're saying, but I'm kind of coming at you like she can actually just have that internal insecurity that has always been there, like literally always. And not necessarily like the insecurity is actively taking control of her on a regular basis, but it just, I would say maybe like a dormant thought. And she's finally reached this point where it's like, okay, I want to do this. But I do see where you're coming from because, again, everyone has like what's for them, what's not for them, right?
And the truth of the matter is, it's just like, and maybe it's because of how the way I've gauged it
Yeah.
nowadays. I feel this whole BBL thing is definitely societal influence, like peer pressure influence, like the over sexualization of women from a very, even young age now, and yeah, it's just like, just let's have the conversation and tell me why. Like, if it's, is, yeah.
Let me counter you, right? Because you're making it seem as if no, there's a certain answer that will make the decision.
What does a bigger butt
Wait, chill
justify?
now. Let
Like,
me finish.
oh,
Let me
okay,
finish.
yeah, oh,
Let me finish.
sorry,
You're
yeah.
you're making it seem like there's a specific answer that like justifies why a BBO might be okay. Is that fair to say or no?
It's fair to, yeah, that is fair to say. Like,
Okay, what
if
would that answer be for you then?
that's it, I don't know because I've not found it. But if she can find it
Okay.
and present it, like, I'm not the one getting the
No,
BBL,
that's actually a good point. You're like, I don't know what the answer is. When it
I
comes
don't,
to me, I'll tell you.
yeah, exactly. Like, if she presents it, like, good for her. Like, yeah, when I hear it, I'll know it. But like, I've not heard a good answer to date. Like,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
not. So like, if you discover it, please. Like, I've
Yeah.
not heard a good answer to date about the reason why people get BBLs. But okay, you know,
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
I have a scenario question for you.
Okay.
So, popular opinion is that surgeries today are due to societal or peer pressure. Unpopular opinion now says surgeries are for self confidence. So, this is even piggybacking
Mm-hmm.
off what we just discussed. What do you believe?
I honestly feel like you can't. Well, okay. I do want to say in my own head though, there's a slight separation, and I say slight because they're still kind of linked. So I do think as an individual, you can have insecurities that stem from you. And when I say insecurities that stem from you feel like this thing you're less par than everybody else. And again, that's why I think they're linked, because it's stemming from you comparing yourself to other people, but it's really just like you. Now the other piece, I think that's a very very huge element. I do feel like, to your point, surgeries today are due to societal pressure, peer pressure, all of that. I feel like nowadays body types are a trend. Like, it's, and when I say body types are a trend, I mean like, I'm not trying to specify, oh, people that are curvy are trendy. No, I mean like the aspiration to change your body to fit a certain body type, that's a trend. Like, if you're born with a nice curvy ass, like small waist, small boobs, like amazing. Or if you're born, okay, so let me give you my explanation, because back in the day, and I'll say maybe like 90s, pre 90s, what was sexy was skinny and like
Mm,
huge tits. Like, in today's world, it's kind of different. And then there was also a period where I think like athletic physique was kind of like in. And when I say athletic, I mean like not extremely curvy, but like you're muscular. I don't know. You just have an athletic build. You're not like super curvy, you're not super skinny, like just small. there's muscles on you and it looks very nice and petite. Now we're in
Okay.
that whole like Kim Kardashian type body where it's that extreme coke body where like I could literally draw the coke just looking at you,
Yeah, the
like
small waist, thick,
small waist,
big,
big like big,
big
well,
butts.
big bum, medium
Yeah.
sized boobs, like that's what it's now. And we don't know what it's going to be. So I do think, going back to your like question to me, is I do feel like societal pressure is heavily linked to surgery city. Heavily, heavily, heavy. Like people want to do that to fit that, like, oh, I want to be trendy, or I want to look cool according to today's standards, right? So there is
Mm.
that. But I also feel like there's that little piece as well that exists where you might just always have felt uncomfortable about certain parts of your body. And it's so interesting because
Can you please give me like, I think with BBL is hard, but like
yes, I was going to say that.
yeah,
An example.
give me
Yeah.
walk me through an example
Yeah.
of
So let's assume someone had like an extremely pointy nose, like not the subtle nose where you're looking like, oh, there was nothing wrong with your nose. No, like the one where it's the first thing you notice,
like
or
Pinocchio vibes.
type of shit, right?
I think
Yeah.
personally, examples like that, even with the few that you've given, I'm on board with. You know, it's then a situation of we pray for the best and nothing happens or like no complications
Mm,
happen. But like
hmm.
things like that, those are good reasons. Those are insecurities. Like those
You see
are
what I'm getting at, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
I do. Like let's say your nose is awkward and like you walking into a room, that's what everybody's looking at. Do you understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yep.
Or like things like that are like, you know what, let's do it. You know, successful surgery, you look better, improves your confidence level, type of thing. You
But
don't
even
have
like
to be like a
dentition, let's be real. Like
dentition too. Oh,
the the
definitely, definitely.
underbites, I've seen some really like
Hmm.
extreme overbites, underbites, where people go in for like jaw surgery, things like that. Like you
Hmm.
don't. It's not as extreme as. And I see your point with the BBL thing, because to be honest, the BBL thing is like it's actually a trend. Let's be real. So it's that idea of like you really, really want to look like everybody else. Like
Yo, I'm
truly,
telling
yeah.
you, like, I don't want to mention this one, but like lip fillers, for instance, like, and we
Uh
all know that it's like, okay, like, how, why?
okay.
What
See,
is
the thing
wrong
is,
with your regular looking lips? Like,
let's be real. Yeah.
okay, look, for instance, yeah, a
Mhm.
popular, she's a billionaire now, so you probably know her. A
Mhm.
popular social media influencer, stroke billionaire now, when she was very young, got that. Tell me what her influence was at such a young age to think like my lips do not look normal.
See,
This is,
Lavide,
yeah, okay.
let
You
me
want
be
to tell
real
me?
with you. The thing is, she actually had an insecurity with her lip. Like it, that for me kind of sits in the same bucket of like if your nose is crooked, or if you
Ah,
have
no,
a
no, 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 ah, no, 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 no,
really, really,
no. Mm-mm.
okay,
She, it was termed as an insecurity, but you can't tell me that it's not a situation of I've seen, you know, I've seen people on TV and supposed we're already full on the sexual era now where everything is super sexual. Playboy is selling out, all those things like the media and all that. We're already in that era, and you can't tell me like it's what she's seen on TV or the media representation of things that would like push that
yeah,
type of thought. Like no, 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 no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
I see
no,
what
no.
you're saying, and like I'm trying to like break it down because I get what you're saying. You're basically trying to differentiate between a very
Okay.
small chill. Let me finish.
Hmm.
A very small, like I would say, abnormality about you that is extremely unique versus something that is actually normal in the masses. However, because you don't fit like a certain different group, you now want to change yourself. So let me give the example we're
Thank
talking
you.
about. Certain people have those types of lips, but it doesn't match up to other people. How am I using code word? White people don't. White people have thin lips, like very small lips, right? And compared to like other races where we have fuller lips, and the aspiration was to try and be like people of color. And so that's why I see where you're getting. And to be fair, I think that does fall into the bucket of societal pressure more versus that whole like very, very unique, I'm calling it abnormality for lack of better term, but like that very, very unique case where you do stand out from every single person, and like that's deep rooted personal insecurity versus like societal insecurity. Is
That
that a fair way to break it down?
that is a fair assessment, and I even wanted to say, so it won't be as if I'm crazy. Let me give an example of boob surgery that
Hmm.
is actually an insecurity. So you know how some people have bigger boobs than the other, like very
Hmm.
obvious one, or like the boobs are not aligned.
Hmm.
That is good justice. That is an insecurity to have. Let's say the left one looks obviously way smaller than the right one. You can
Hmm.
go for either a reduction or an enlargement to make it even or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not saying I frown or I'm championing um or no, I'm shooting down surgeries or whatever. But I'm saying like
Hmm.
be within reason. You understand what I'm saying? Like let it
Hmm.
not be because of you want to look like a certain girl on TV, or
Yeah.
like most girls like this my age are doing it now, so I need to do it, and then you now start masking everything in I'm insecure in my body. I'm like, do whatever you want. Mind you, most of the people nowadays are going for reversals.
Oh, that's why I said it's a
Yeah.
trend. It literally is a trend.
Mhm.
And that's why for me, and I do agree with you, everything you just said, I really do, because I do feel like the society, like, know when it's societal pressure and be real with yourself that I'm doing this shit just so I can look like this person, rather than it's to your point that those like abnormalities that you just want to change, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing abnormal about you. You look good. You don't look like Kim Kardashian and you want to, right? So I
Yep.
do agree with you. People are going back for reversals, and that's why it's a whole trend because you're reversing. Why? Because it's no longer cool. Small boobs is now the in thing right now. Like, you just don't want to wear a bra,
Mhm.
and you want your boobs to be able to like like hold up without a bra, that type of thing. So no, I do agree with you, like, because you don't even know if at some point your own body might be the trend and then you're now the cool one. Like, it's
Right,
really weird.
right. Fun fact.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can't tell. I can't tell people that have had like BBLs or anything. So
You can't?
yeah, I can't. I can't
Oh,
tell.
you can't. Okay.
I can't tell. Like
Mhm.
when
Oh
I'm with my
yeah.
female friends and they're like, "Oh, the doctor didn't do it well." I'm like, "How do you know? What happened to her?" That type of. I can't tell. Like, yeah,
Nah, but
except
Lamide,
when
I
it's
feel
like
like there's some
abnormal,
bad
abnormal.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except that the except the abnormal ones. But
Yeah.
like,
Do you know one
I
thing
can't
though?
easily tell. What?
I give it to the doctors. Like, I actually, if you're gonna get a BBL, do it now. Do it now, because them doctors, like now versus like in the past, because them
Uh-huh.
doctors today, they are good. There's even something called a petite BBL. Like, literally, when you're not big enough to have enough fat, they like have this whole process for you to like develop to gain weight in a certain place. Like, the whole process is amazing. And again,
Wow.
I'm not telling you
Shout out
to
to the
do
doctors.
I'm not the way you're getting BBL for, but if you are going to do it and if it's a personal choice, make sure you go for a good doctor, because that can make or break your outcome. Like, there's some ones that, to Lamide's point, you just can't tell and it just looks amazing, and there's some where you're like, what in the world? Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Would you get surgery?
The thing
Why
is,
or why not? Maybe
yeah,
we should. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
the thing is, I'm not opposed to surgery. However, I would not get surgery for like changing my body to fit a certain look. Like, it would be an abnormality. Like, okay, so
Hmm.
what you mentioned, like, okay, if there's something off about my breast, like maybe I could do, like, I wouldn't add anything, but just something to fix an abnormality. I wouldn't get anything to like enhance. So enhancing meaning like make my ass look bigger, or I was just like, okay, cool, I might look nice, but at the back of my head, I'm just thinking, what my mother say when I walk into the room? And my ass is huge. Like, how will
Oh
I
my
like?
god.
Do you get? So I
Yeah.
wouldn't like do an enhancement, but if it's like an abnormality, like if I, God forbid, okay, let me not even say, but like if something happens and something is off with my nose or my, yes, like I'm not opposed to it. Even like what is it called? There was one time, because I have really bad sinuses, right?
Mm.
And it's not a plastic surgery in the sense of like you look different, but they do something with your nasal whatever, so it's kind of like a cosmetic surgery. And that was
Hmm.
something that I was thinking about, just because like my, if you know me, allergies are insane, but I kind of changed
Hmm.
my mind. But yes, I am open to surgery, or no, no, I'm not opposed to surgery. I- Start seeing surgeons in my DM. I'm not opposed
Yeah.
to surgery.
Hmm.
However, it would not be like an enhancement thing, just because I personally would not feel comfortable. Like it just wouldn't feel like my body anymore. If
So after like let's say you just had a kid, let's say twins for instance, and you just tell the doctor prior when your husband is not there type of thing, like, yo, you know what? Just after the kids are delivered, just like take take out that extra fat type of thing and let it be done with so that
like
when
after
when
like
you
in my birth hospital
like
when you're
yeah,
pushing
yeah.
out the babies. Ha!
No,
Imagine.
after you've pushed them out and everything, it's like, yeah, just quickly do this, bam, 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 so that all that baby fat and everything is gone. With like you don't have to revisit that situation again, and once you heal, you're back on your grind type of situation.
Yeah, let me tell you. First of all, I
Yeah,
don't,
man.
I don't know, I don't know if you know what you're saying. If like what you're saying is gold, like I don't know that you recognize it, because I've never thought about that. Literally, the idea of giving birth, and in that same room, you can just
Mhm.
will into. And guys, I'm not saying let's do this. No, but I've never thought about it. Like, can you actually go into like physical
It's basically
altercation
like
in the
it's
same
basically
hospital
like
room?
one stone killing two birds type of
Yes.
situation.
It's like I'm already here. Maybe you already have your like you're drugged up, you already don't know what's happening. I might as well. I mean, and then you just heal through the whole process. Um
Yeah.
Answer your question, just because of the type of person I am a like I want to solve my own problems on myself a lot of times. So I would not go for that, because the typical Lade mindset is like, okay, I want to get back into the gym. Like there is some type of fulfillment that I get from like working hard and seeing the results at the end. And I'm not saying
Mm.
surgery is not like you're not working hard or anything, but in my opinion, especially for that specific situation, it's kind of like an easy way where you're cutting off the fat instead of like working it off, right? So in that situation, I wouldn't do that. However,
Mm.
let's assume, because I've learned so much just from like YouTube and stuff, but I do know that with pregnancy, sometimes, depending on how your pregnancy goes, there are times where you have some issues with your muscles like rejoining. And so some
Mm.
women, if you go on YouTube, you see this a lot. It's actually a very popular situation that happens where your muscle kind of like detaches from each other. So you always look like you're a little bit pregnant, like a little bit, because I guess your muscles are just loosely wandering about in your stomach rather than being tight together. In that type of situation, if truly it's bugging me, like deep down, I'm extremely bugged, and like my own self-esteem is down the drain. And mind you, in this type of situation, it's not even like I'm out here showing my stomach, like it's literally just me and maybe my husband that's seeing it, right?
Mm.
um I might consider going in, like for real, because in that situation, it's one of those things where uh if I can't fix the problem and I truly cannot live with the problem, then hey, why not? However, knowing myself, I'm kind of gonna weigh the benefits from like the pros and cons, in the sense of like, okay, is it truly gonna solve the problem? Like, is it just gonna reduce it small? Like, Do you get?
Mm,
If it's just a
I
little
do.
reduction, like what's the point? Can I truly live with it? Do I have other problems I should be dealing with and spending money on? What are the health risks? Like going under the knife, is my health jeopardized? Like things like that are the things I would also weigh in parallel. However, I would definitely be open to it, but open to it after I've actually tried to work on myself. How
Mm,
about you?
mm.
Are you open to surgery? Because there are actually surgeries for guys, just so you know. There's this one.
Oh, spill.
Yeah. There's this one that I was actually talking to someone about a while ago. It's like a hair. So you know how like a lot of times guys lose their hair like after a
Mm,
while.
mm.
So this surgery, it's not as invasive as like BBL. And just so you guys know, and I think this is also why Lamide is kind of like, why are you getting a BBL? A BBL is an extremely dangerous procedure, like
Tell them.
extremely. You
It's not
are
like they will
grafting
listen, but tell
fat.
them.
Lamide said, tell them. But if you want to get it, go for a good doctor. um Nowadays, tell them no, because you're grafting fats, you're moving fats from one place of your body to another, and things that could happen. They could accidentally be fat in your arteries, like there's so many things that could
The amount
happen.
of things that can go wrong, Glad,
Yeah,
it's just insanely
it's
ridiculous.
yeah, it's actually much, and I'm not suggesting this, but I think it's actually there's less risk with implants, like breast implants, and shifting fat from one part of your body into your boobs or into your ass, because the implants is like you're putting something in, but with the implant you have to deal with, is your body going to take it, is your body going to react? In general, those type of things are scary. But back to the guy procedure, so there's this procedure around, it's not as invasive. It's kind of like a hair, I forget the
Like a hair
exact term.
transplant type of situation?
Yes, exactly that. Thank you. It's a hair transplant situation. So it is kind of a long process. What usually happens is wherever you have hair, so if you're on your beard or let's say on your chest or wherever, they move those hair follicles from wherever you have the hairy parts to where you don't have the hairy parts. So there's a lot of picking
Mm.
into the pores of your skin. Like it's very painful. It's extremely painful, but it works, and I've seen it work before, and guys do it. And honestly, if my man doesn't have hair, and it's okay, so if I had to ask myself that same question, if my man doesn't have hair and he wants to do it, I'm gonna support him, like literally. Well, obviously knowing the health risk, like making sure he's gonna be okay, he's with a great doctor. Like I'm not just saying going at the bridge somewhere and no, like go with a great doctor. But I'm definitely not opposed to stuff like that. So in that type of situation, Amide, would you get surgery? I also know that there's surgery to get abs for guys now.
Ha.
I've seen
Hmm.
them. No, for real, like for real, for real. They define that shit for you.
Wow.
Would you
Okay.
do it
Um, no, actually,
at all?
but
Like you wouldn't even
I,
consider?
I wouldn't, just because, like, I think just me being, I understand how flawed the human being is, and the human anatomy, like, I understand goes through changes, like through seasons, like the body you have
Yeah.
when you're 20, um, cannot be the same thing you have when you're 50. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, just understanding that and accepting that, my answer to that immediately off the top would be no. But
Hmm.
if a male friend tells me, oh, like he's considering surgery for that and everything, I'll legit ask him the same thing I'll ask my girl, like, give me the reason, like justify it for me, please, type of situation. And if he's able to come up with a good reason too, like, you know, then I'll just give you my 2 cents. Not like I can tell the guy
Hmm.
what to do or anything, but like, I'm just saying it, a no for me, a definite no for me. It's like saying people with freckles, if they discover a surgery today to take out freckles, do not start doing surgery to take out freckles. Like, the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah. I see what you're
Like,
saying.
I
Yeah.
think humans will continue to push these
There will always be
boundaries on.
something. There's always something you're
Thank
gonna
you.
find wrong. Yeah, and that's the
Thank you.
slippery slope with surgery as well. I see where you're coming from. I think for me, the reason why it's not a definite no is because I do feel like there is that small use case where I'm like, okay, I see why this would give you a better life. Like I can see, and it's not the physical ones. It's not like what you said, that mom pouch. Like, bruh, no, I don't think I'll go back for that. If I've worked out my entire life and it's not going down, again, my weight, like, is it really going to help? That one is like, no, but there are those use cases where I'm like, okay, this could happen. And if it does happen, surgery might definitely help. Like, and usually that helping is not even helping you function better physically, it's that mental psychological help. And
I'm
that
telling
in
you,
itself is big
and
enough.
thank you. Like, and everything still boils or goes back to societal acceptance, like what is good and what is not good. And I'm so
Yeah.
happy you explained at the beginning of the episode how like the cycles, the trends, you know.
Yeah.
So what happens again when the trend is for everyone to have bald head? Like
You now go back
you
to
not you not shave it. Like, come on, come
yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Literally. I mean, yeah, it all varies. I feel like the one thing that for me is consistent is always like weigh your options, because I think people go, especially now, people go into it so quickly without even knowing all the risks associated with it, the benefits, the disadvantages, like all of that. Know every single thing. And to Lamide's point, like make sure you have a good enough reason for yourself. Like don't do it because you want to look like somebody else, because you're not going to look like that
Hmm.
person, just so you know. I have
Hmm.
one last question. This has been awesome. I love this conversation. I don't know why. I think it's because it's like scientific-ish. But okay, so people that have gotten surgery, right?
Hmm.
Do you think they should disclose that they have gotten surgery? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, say it.
Yes.
Like own it with your chest. Yeah,
So
own
like,
it with your chest. Like, yeah, go ahead.
okay, when you say own it with your chest, in what situation? Like they should just go about being like, I got
No, like
surgery, BBL on my butt.
you. Oh my god. You know the reason I'm laughing? Like, I've
What?
actually seen a video clip of a girl. I think it
Oh
was
really?
TikTok. Yeah, like, you know, she was definitely gassed about like the new thing and everything. And yeah, she went
That's
about it that way.
amazing.
But yeah, I say own it with your chest. Like, for instance, like if you're dating or you're about to meet someone type of situation. And
Mhm.
yeah, like when you guys are getting to know each other, like, say that. I think it should definitely come up sometime during during getting to know each other or whatever. But like, I don't know when it should come up.
Yeah.
I don't know when it should come up, but it should definitely come up. And also, like, I think people should disclose because it's important for other people who haven't gotten it, and let's say you're someone, so that they don't aspire or assume
Mhm.
to something that is not like common for everybody. Like let them not associate something that was engineered with normal. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. For me, like it's okay, like to each his own, because I don't go about saying, "Oh, my body's natural," right? It's like
mm,
it's just assumed, right? So if
mm,
somebody wants to not go around being like, "Oh, my body has, whatever," it's fine for them. Where
mm,
I start to be like, is that second part for me, because I have seen this where people go in for some type of alteration,
mm,
and then post the alteration, they're marketing or selling a certain type of physique as
mm,
natural, in the sense of like they got it from the gym. And that's the one
mm.
that pisses me off, because I go to the gym. Okay, don't sell me those dreams.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the part where I'm like, okay, if you don't want to tell anyone you got surgery, that's fine. But don't tell me you got that ass from squatting, because it's not the same. The ass you get from squatting is not the same from BBL ass.
Hmm.
Different. So
Hmm.
put asterisk on that shit and be like, okay, the squatting is helping keep this nice ass tight and all of that, all of that, all of that. But
Hmm.
just so you guys know, Dr. This also helped out a little. Like that's the piece for me that I start to get. And to be honest with you, I love the Kardashians. I actually don't have anything against them. Like it's not like I'm actively a Kardashian, like ride or die.
Hmm.
No, but me, they're businesswomen. I like business. Like I like women that can hustle. They knew how to sell their brand. I love all of that. However, the piece about their lifestyle that I didn't love, I mean, now it's everybody knows it, but the piece about the Atlanta that I didn't love is when that whole BBL train started, Kim used to
Hmm.
sell this whole facade of like that was natural, like completely natural. And I think that for me was kind of unfair because you saw girls aspire to that naturalness, and like they used to sell the belts, the waist trainers. And don't get me wrong, waist trainers be
Mm.
doing their shit. They be doing their shit, but it's
Oh my
not like
God, the
Kim
Kardashians have
Kardashian.
grown. Oh, they've grown. Like, these girls used to sell waist trainers a while back.
I
Like
don't think they
Instagram,
used
like
to. Yeah, they used to actually.
they
They used
used to. They
to.
used to even do tea, flat tummy tea. They
Yes,
did
flat
everything.
tummy tea. That's the type of shit that pisses me off, especially from the
They've grown.
scientific
Oh,
side.
damn!
It's like,
Those women have grown.
do you
Oh
know how many
shit!
people bought flat tummy tea to get Kim's body, not
Yep,
knowing
yep,
it's
yep,
Doctor
yep.
this that did that? So that's the
You're
piece for
preaching
me.
right now.
Literally, that's the piece for me that gets me a little riled up. Where it's like, I don't mind if you don't want to tell anyone. It's your body. Do
Mm,
whatever you want. Like I said, I don't go around saying, "Oh, this is natural. This is not natural." Right? However, if I'm going to, so let's assume I get a BBL and my friend comes to me or somebody comes to me like, "Oh, Ladi, I like your ass," or like whatever.
mhm.
Don't open my mouth and say, "Oh, I go to the gym." No, sweetie, that's not
Yep.
where that ass is from. Be honest. So that's the piece that I'm like, it doesn't matter if you tell or not. Just be honest when, especially when you're in a place of influence and like you notice that people are trying to aspire for what you have. Be honest around like, "Oh, just so you know, this is natural," or I got this. This was amazing. I think this was a
It
great start to the
was. I really enjoyed
episode.
it.
I love this so much. Guys, just our quick pep talk. We have to have a pep talk at the end. Everybody is beautiful, okay? We all have insecurities. In my opinion, nobody's perfect. Like,
Hmm.
somebody might look at me and be like, "Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous." Deep down, I might be thinking, "Oh shoot, my stomach is not flat enough. My ass is not big enough." Like, everyone has those insecurities, and that's what makes life life. Like,
Mm,
if we all looked the same, and I think that was what was going on with the BBL phase, where people were just starting to look like copy and paste. Like, that's
hmm.
boring, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like, literally. However, if you truly, truly, truly have that like abnormality that bugs you, there's nothing against surgery. Like, do your research, find the right doctors, know the health risks. Like, that's always my standpoint, the health implications.
Mm,
Like, make sure the pros outweigh the cons, and make sure you will be okay at the end of it. Not just the procedure, but like the long term
hmm.
effects. So
Hmm.
that's my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. And just adding to one of the things she said, keyword, she mentioned abnormalities, right? A flat bum is not an abnormality. Ladies, please.
But
A
if you
flat
want
bum is not
fatten
an
your ass,
abnormality.
do you, boo?
Okay, and for me, oh my god, this is wild in this episode. Um, my unpopular opinion, my own 2 cents. First is enhancement surgeries is the simplest form of greed. Check it or leave it.
uh, uh,
Enhancement surgeries is the simplest form of greed.
what type
And my
of greed?
second one, you just want more. And this leads me to my second point.
Okay, okay.
The satisfaction or high from physical alterations are super temporary. You will always
Yeah,
want more. Like
yep.
so, yeah.
That
Those
one
are
I
my two
agree.
cents.
The first one, oh, greed, is not really landing. Explain a little bit.
Greed is like what you have, you're not satisfied. You want more. And that's why I said
Mm,
enhancement surgeries. I didn't say surgeries
okay.
in general. I said enhancement surgeries. Like
Okay, I see what you mean.
what you have, you're just not satisfied. You want more. Whether it's a bigger
Yeah.
ass, bigger boobs, you know.
Yeah. It's wow. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. Those are my 2 cents,
Okay, I'm
guys.
gonna add to his unpopular opinion, and I feel like people are
Mhm.
gonna come from me, but I'm gonna say what I said. I feel like there is an element of physical alteration that comes with laziness. Not all. There is an element.
You know what, girl? Speak on it.
No,
Speak on
literally, there
it.
is not all, because I feel like there's a piece where there's nothing you can do to change it, right? You have the abnormalities, or
Mm,
even besides the abnormalities. Let's say you just have a tiny ass. You've eaten all the food, is not really landing, or you've squatted all the squats, is not really pumping. So I get that. However, there is also a segment there where you can go to the gym. Like, you can change your diet. It's uncomfortable. Trust me. I
Mm-hmm.
know. But so, and then you now go to the doctor to remove, you know, fats or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
there is, I guess that's also another popular opinion. There is a division there. Not all that can be laziness as well. Like, just put in the work and you see the results. But this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much. If you've listened this far, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy this season. I hope you've loved this episode. I've enjoyed every single second of it. I think I was a bit too excited, but let me just keep up this energy all season, hopefully. On all streaming platforms for podcasts. So wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. Follow us on social media, guys. We want the interaction. Send us emails. Like, we actually want to know what your thoughts are. We'll read it on a different episodes, like for real,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to know, are we tripping? Are we saying shit that is just not landing? Or do you agree with us? Like, let us know. Please send us emails, life@adultpuzzle.com, or just respond to our social media stuff, or send us DMs, Adult Puzzle, on every single place: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, uh, TikTok, wherever. Just find us. And
Mm-hmm.
with that, it's the end of the episode.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Bye, Lamide.
Bye, Lola.